Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of March 18th through March 22nd, where we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also talk about dividend payers and additional option strategies as additional ways to generate income as we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you from all of us in the BeachBum trading family. So we hope you have an enjoyable St. Patrick's Day, and may the luck of the Irish be with you all week. So let's get started. Welcome to Ricky Khan. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Happy St. Patrick's Day again. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for March 18th through March 22nd. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to analyze and trade our top swing trading stocks to watch. If you haven't already seen part 1 of this week's weekly trading game plan titled When Will the Fed Start Cutting Rates Now?, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains the market analysis, our trading strategies, trade ideas for the trading week of March 18th through March 22nd. We keep all of our weekly trading game plan notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as the notes from previous weeks, and you can find a direct link to that Google Drive folder also in the description box below. So firstly, we'll go over some of our trades for this week, and then we'll look at the charts for these trades in Webull. So our first trade is we went long on TSLY. TSLY is the monthly dividend paying yield max ETF on Tesla. As you saw, Tesla, dropped significantly this week. We got in on the 13th at 1581. Again, we've been watching TSLY, looking for an opportunity to get in for some time. So you can hear our thesis in the last week's weekly trading game plan, also our analysis of TSLY via the links to those videos in the description box below. Hopefully our other traders, BeachBum traders, were able to get even a cheaper price on TSLY after receiving our notification. So again, we'll be holding this, waiting for Tesla to swing back up, and we'll be collecting nice monthly dividends while we wait for that recovery. We also had a little bit of a scalp trade on wheat using the wheat ETF, WEAT. Traded this numerous times to scalp wheat futures. So we got in on the 11th at 504. We got stopped out on the 14th at 511. So we got a small 1.4% ROI profit on that, which equates to a monthly ROI of about 13.9%. As we saw yesterday, the wheat futures bottom bounced, had a small bounce, rolled over. Looks like it might be testing that bottom again. So we'll be looking to take that opportunity to catch the bottom and swing wheat back up, and we'll keep scalping it until it, swings back up more dramatically. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited from this scalp trade on wheat. And again, we'll add this back to the watch list and try to rinse and repeat. Just a quick reminder, you can get real-time alerts when we enter or exit a trade by joining any level of our Patreon. Again, I don't recommend you blindly follow us into or out of any trades. However, if it would help you to see when we enter and exit trades, you can get email notifications when we enter or exit a trade by joining any level of our Patreon. We also have several channels in our Discord. So I have automated price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to this Thinkorswim alerts channel. which our Patreons have access to. So you can see, when we got stopped out of wheat. You can also see AEHR, which we'll talk about, just hit its 52-week low. So those alerts get posted in the Thinkorswim alerts channel. If we do follow that up with a trade, then I would reply to that alert in the Thinkorswim channel with our trade. So you can see when we went long TSLY. Also have a trade alerts channel. So if it's not directly related to a Thinkorswim trade alert, I post those in the trade alerts channel, which again, any level of our Patreon will give you access to. We also have another alerts channel where we post automatically generated alerts when stocks are moving up, breaking out, etc. And you can hear how that one works in the video we recently released on how to get alerted when stocks are moving, breaking up, etc. And you can also get access to that real-time automatically generated alerts channel by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP level. So you can see in this automatically generated alerts channel, again, it's a great way to watch sector rotations, see what's moving up, what's breaking out, what's near our target price. So we see it's euros breaking out, etc. Dollars going up. So again, all kinds of automatically generated alerts when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our target price. So again, help you in more in day trading, short-term trading. And again, we're always open to feedback as to what else you would like to see in this new alerts, real-time alerts channel. So please let us know. So now we'll jump over to Webull and we'll look at those trades for this week in the charts in Webull. Welcome, Gerald Fitz, Sydney Osborne, The Crow, Easy Mike. Glad to see you all in the chat. So here's our trades for this week. Again, TSLY, we got in on the 13th, so a little early. We have a tendency to get in a little early, but you can see when it was bottoming on the 13th, hit that support level. We got in sometime around there. You see it's declined further. So again, hopefully you received our notification and you were able to get an even better price on TSLY. Does look like it made a slight recovery on Friday. Again, we'll be collecting the monthly dividends on TSLY, waiting for Tesla to recover. It pays a pretty nice monthly dividend. I think the last one was about 80 cents per share. So again, we'll, and I think the next ex-dividend, we'll look at the yield max ex-dividends in our dividend payers Google Sheet. I think the next ex-dividend's around March or April 4th or 5th. So again, our trade in wheat, got in on the 11th, out on the 14th. So here's the 11th. Zoom that out a little bit. So we see a quick spike down. It hit our standing order. I had an order, I think, at 504, which was the previous low on wheat. And we see it bounced up nicely and then, rolled over on the 14th, broke down through that support level, and now is slowly trending down. Again, we watch the wheat futures price, bottom in the wheat futures price to determine the bottom price in wheat, but we'll see if it retests that 502-ish level, and we'll again take a long in wheat. Plenty of upside up into the 7s. So when we get that swing back in wheat, we see that short pop up, short bounce, scalp for a little over 1%, and we'll rinse and repeat. Okay, so now we'll look at our top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. We'll also be able to look at I'll go over the updates real quickly, then we'll look at them in our new watch list Google Sheet and also in the Webull charts. So just a quick note, I posted this in the Discord as well, as Webull is having an additional promotion that I mentioned yesterday. It's an IRA promotion, and I did post this in the Discord, so you can also see this. You can get a 4.5% match on your IRA contributions in Webull right now until the end of April. So again, there's more details in this posting in the Discord, and you can access that via the link. So you can see you can get up to a 4.5 match on your IRA contribution, so free money essentially. And again, you can see the details via that link. And if you'd please use our referral link if you to open your IRA account in Webull, then we would greatly appreciate that, and you'll get your 4.5% potential for a 4.5% match on your IRA contributions. You also still get up to 75 free fractional shares of stock, between 20 and 75, depending on the level of your deposit, each worth $3,000 to $3,000. So again, a great time if you're not already using Webull, have an IRA. You can open an additional IRA account in Webull, even if you have like a cash account as well. We do the majority of our trading in retirement accounts in Webull. So just a quick note. So again, here's our list of top swing trading stocks to watch for this week. AEHR test systems. We had this in our bullpen. As you saw, it hit its 52-week low. That triggered me to take a look at it. I looked at it. I really like AEHR. We'll talk about that in more detail in the chart in Webull, but we put it in the game, moved it up from our bullpen on the 14th. We talked about this and did a quick due diligence on AEHR in last week's part 2. So you can listen to that due diligence on AEHR in last week's part 2, and we'll be releasing that as a separate video as soon as we're able. Good morning, John. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you here. We still watching BOIL, which is the leveraged long on natural gas. Again, we looked at the futures charts on natural gas yesterday. Looks like, we may get a pullback, a retest of that recent low. Again, we watched the bottom in the natural gas futures to determine an entry point in BOIL. If it does retest that bottom, we might take an additional scalp swing position in BOIL. FAZ I've left in here. This is the leverage short on the financial sector. Again, you can hear our thesis on using FAZ and FAS to trade the financial sector via that link to the video below. Just note we're already long FAZ. Still looks like there might be a potential opportunity to get maybe even a better price to short the broad financial sector. Last week we also talked about some ETFs to trade regional banks long and short. So you can see that in last week's part 1. Yesterday, we looked at the technology components and the screeners, which you can access the technology component screener in the screeners tab, also in our watch list Google Sheet. And we saw that several of these technology components have already kind of rolled over. So FANG U's kind of rolled over, Lab U's kind of rolled over, SOXL's kind of rolled over. So that means the shorts, the leverage shorts have all kind of run up a little bit. So I'm taking FANG D, Lab D, and SOX S out of our immediate watch list. Again, these are all great, scalping, day trading, short-term trading opportunities. These pairs, leveraged pairs, FANG U, FANG D, Lab U, Lab D, SOX L, SOX S. So for day trading, there may be still some very good trading opportunities there, but for any kind of longer-term swing, although I did leave these in the charts in Webull, some of these, and I'll point out one that I think is a short-term swing opportunity. still got we put MP materials back into our watch list on the 5th. We'll see it's making new 52-week lows. It bounces pretty quickly. I think it bounced up Friday, and I kind of missed that initial bounce. We'll see if we can get a quick retest of that bottom and catch MP material on a swing back up. You can hear our thesis of why we like MP materials via the link to that video in the notes. You can also find it on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Talked about SOXS, TECS. We talked about TECS and TECL yesterday, which are the broader technology ETFs. We saw TECL hasn't quite broken down as much, so TECS hasn't run up quite as much. We're still long TECS and waiting for a breakdown in the broader technology. Again, we're already long TSLY, so I'm taking it out of our watch list. But again, I think there's an opportunity for you to get a good price still in TSLY before the ex-dividend date if you'd like to do that. And again, we're going to watch wheat again for a bottom. The most recent bottom in wheat futures was 523.50. So we watch that using ZW and TOS. Watch for a bottom in the wheat futures, and then we would look for a position to go long again on wheat. So now we have a Google sheet with our watch list, our bullpen stocks, our shopping list stocks, and you can again get access, 24/7 access to this watch list Google sheet. It gets automatically updated at the end of each day. There's also automatic updates from the Google Finance functions during the day. They're near real time, about 20-minute delay. So you can watch how close these watch list stocks are to our target prices, see the risk reward profile. You can hear more information about how you can use this Google sheet. We've got a series of videos on how to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, and you can access those videos via the links in the notes. And again, this is always open to suggestions for improvements, enhancements, etc. So if we look over at our watch list Google sheet, you can see it contains the target buy and sell prices. Again, the current price and low and high, and 52-week data via Google Finance functions, which again are updated about 20-minute delay, but again, generally good enough to see if that's something that you want to pay attention to and try to trade at this time. So again, you can see the risk reward profiles of our current watch list stocks in our Google sheet. And again, you can get access to this Google sheet by joining any level of our Patreon. If I do make any additions or changes to our watch list after that's been generated at the end of each day, then I post that in a stocks watch list channel in our Discord, which our Patreons also have access to. So you can see when AEHR hit its 52-week low, and I put it in our top swing trading stocks to watch up from our bullpen. Then I posted that in our stocks watch list channel in our Discord, which again you can get access to by joining any level of our Patreon. Let me grab a quick drink and we will look at those charts for our top swing trading stocks to watch in Webull. Welcome Ellen Krantz, Sydney Osborne. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Hope you all are doing well. Okay, so here's our main watch list, our top swing trading stocks to watch list in Webull. So We'll go to the stock screen, look at the charts. So here's AEHR. You can see it downtrended. In my humble opinion, I think that was the sentiment shift in semiconductors. So we see it's downtrended, made a new 52-week low. I was watching this pretty closely on Friday. Almost got potentially in on Friday. Looks like there's some support around 1390 in the level 2. We'll see if that level of support holds up. If so, I might take that long on Monday. Again, I think this is a sentiment shift, profit taking out of the semiconductor sector. And remember, we mentioned yesterday that NVIDIA has their developer conference starting on Monday. I expect, some AI hype, AI FOMO to kick back in. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the semiconductor sector get a pop out of that NVIDIA developer conference. So I think Monday might be the time to really look at AHR and try to catch it before it swings back up. So I really like this. Again, the profitable semiconductor space. They should benefit from the AI development in semiconductors and plenty of potential upside. So again, I really like that one. It's just a matter of catching a good bottom. I might just have to take it, and then, even if it goes lower, that's okay. Again, plenty of upside. Talked about oil. Again, natural gas bumped up, went up about 2. Looks like it might be reversing, might retest that bottom. If so, we might take an additional scalping position in oil. Talked about the financial sector. Again, the long is FAS. So if it, we're already long FAZ. So you can still get a pretty decent price, although you can see it did bounce back up. And we'll wait for it to swing up, become profitable, and then we'll get stops in place to profit from that. Talked about FANG-U and FANG-D. This is the one I left this in the charts here because you see how it has this very nice oscillation. So even though from a longer term swing position, it looks like it's already kind of rolled over. If you are interested in short-term swings, scalp type trades, again, this type of oscillation, there's plenty of opportunity if you're nimble to make money on these types of swings. And again, this kind of reliable oscillation, I think, is a good opportunity to make some money using, you can trade FANG-U on the way up, trade FANG-D on the way down, and make some good money. So again, I know a number of our BeachBum traders are more day traders, short-term traders. So I think FANG-U, FANG-D, good opportunities there for you. Again, we're taking it out of our watch list for longer-term swings until we get to more of an extreme. Again, MP Materials made a new 52-week low, and then it bounced back up on Friday. It did not breach that pivot point, so that should provide some resistance. Got some support down here. We'll see if this is a stable bottom. If so, we'll go long on MP Materials. Again, plenty of long-term upside, although you see it's been trending down. Again, it looks like it's sitting right around that longer-term support level, so it looks like a pretty good potential bottom in that area. Talked about TECL and TECS. Again, another opportunity if you want to do short-term scalps on these bounces. We're already long TECS and looking for a bigger breakdown in the broader technology sector. And we talked about wheat. So again, if we get a retest of that bottom, bounce back up, we'll swing wheat again. We've made money numerous times doing this on wheat. Okay, so let's talk about our bullpen stocks. So if you're new to our community, the concept of bullpen stocks are ones that I've identified that don't currently have the swing trading setup that we would like right now, but they may in the near future. So I put them in the bullpen. revisit them periodically, set alerts so they get triggered on the lows, etc. And if their setup improves, so we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. If they run away or break down, then we just take them out of the bullpen. And now, again, we have a tab in our watch list Google Sheet where we can watch these bullpen stocks in near real time during the day as well. So as I mentioned, we took AEHR out of the bullpen, put it in the game, moved it up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list on the 14th when it hit its 52-week low. We've been watching this LXU, LSB Materials or Industries. You can hear our quick due diligence on LSB Materials or LSB Industries via the link to that video in the notes. MSB is one we're looking to trade on sector rotations in steel. Again, you can hear our previous due diligence on MSB via the link to that video in the notes, also on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Again, this is one we like for playing sector rotation, into steel. You hear that U.S. Steel acquisition by Nippon is being challenged, probably going to be rejected. That might heat up the mergers and acquisitions again in the steel sector. So if we get an opportunity, we like MSB Steel. Yesterday, we looked at the Nikkei and the yen, and we've been talking about potential opportunities and the correlation between the yen and the Nikkei. And so we're looking for some opportunity if the yen bottoms again, if the Nikkei tops again, we might take one of these positions, either long YCL or long EWV, which is short the Nikkei. And now I guess they're through their labor negotiations. They're also talking about eliminating negative interest rates, negative bond yields. So we might see an opportunity on an extreme move in either the yen or the Nikkei. Again, you can hear our thesis on how to make money trading the Nikkei via that link to that video, and the notes are also on our channel. Again, now you can also watch and track these bullpen stocks in the bullpen tab in our watch list Google Sheet. So again, we've got the price targets, risk reward profiles. So we can see, MSB and YCL are getting attractive. Again, you can see the risk reward profiles of them. Also, we have additional information in all of these Google Sheets on their earnings dates, dividend yield, optionality, etc. So if I quickly look at these in our Webull charts, okay, we took AEHR out. EWV again is the short on the Nikkei. So we see it bounce back up when the Nikkei rolled over. So we'll see if we get a retest of the top in the Nikkei. If so, we would look to go long EWV. Or conversely, if we get a bottom again in the yen, then we would look to long the yen using YCL. Again, the risk reward profile in both of those is not as great. But again, I think for a short-term extreme reversal, there might be an attractive short-term swing. LXU, again, we were watching. It had been in pretty steady decline for some period of time, and then just recently bounced up. Looks like this, 7-ish area. Looks like it might be a pretty good stable bottom. Again, we're getting a rotation back into basic materials. This is chemicals, so this might be a sign if we get a quick dip. Might be a good spot to get in LXU around 7. You see it bounced up on Friday, broke through that pivot point. Here's MSB. Again, it bounced pretty strongly off that 1670 level. Looks like it rolled over. We'll see. Again, this is pretty low float, somewhat illiquid, choppy. So it does look like it's headed back down. If we get another retest of that 1670 level, that might be a good opportunity to jump into MSB. Again, not short term, not super super good upside, but much longer term, it has a decent upside. So again, looks like it's kind of oscillating into this 16, 17 area. Okay, I've got an honorable mention one I want to talk about, but let me grab a drink and check the chat real quickly. So as an honorable mention, one that's been popping up in my queries that I thought might be of interest to some of our BeachBum traders is UUU, Universal Security Instruments. You can see it's an industrial security and protection services. We'll look at it in FinViz. We'll look at it in ChartMill, do a real quick due diligence on it. You'll see it's a micro cap. It's very low float, very low volume, which is not something that's real conducive to my trading style, but something, again, that some of our BeachBum traders might be able to take advantage of. Just a quick reminder, and we'll go to FinViz and we'll go to ChartMill and look at the profiles for UUU. You can find links to these tools as well as all the other tools we frequently use in the links section of our homepage. Our homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So we'll go use those links to go to ChartMill and FinViz. So I'll go to FinViz first. So UUU. So here's the profile for UUU, Universal Security Instruments. You could see it's, looks like it's bottoming in this, 140-ish area. It's got, a nice pop back in November up into the low fives. Got a pivot point around 2. Again, you see it looks like they're profitable, don't have a whole lot of debt. They are not optionable. Another reason I'm not as interested in it. See shares outstanding, only 2 million, so very low float, very small cap, micro cap company. You can see the trading volume's only 64K. So again, very, very small, very illiquid, choppy type stock. But if you want to sit on it and wait for one of those nice big pops, looks like it could have paid triple in that pop, double to triple, and it's been higher in the past. And if we look at their financials quickly, so they've got positive EBITDA, positive net income past couple years. See what they do: smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, related products. So it's an industrial, sealed battery alarms, home and safety. Again, net income is currently positive. They had one negative, so that probably accounts for that drop. So EBITDA in the latest quarter was positive. So again, the previous quarter was negative, but it's positive before that. So again, that probably attributes to the drop, and again, potential opportunity here. So let's look at them also in ChartMill. So we find the link to ChartMill there. Go UUU. So we can see right now their TA rating's very poor. Setup rating is above average, so not too bad. Valuation's about average. Profitability about average. Growth's a little low. Health's a little above average. look at their fundamentals. 4 out of 10. Profitability and financial health, get a neutral. Nothing too speculative. Evaluation in line. Bad on growth, so not a lot of growth. If we look at their technicals, so 1 out of 10, so the setup, they're saying it's pretty bad. Short-term bad. So again, the technical setup isn't they're saying isn't great. Although again, it does look kind of like it's establishing a bottom in this 140 area. So might be something again if you're into low float, small, very micro cap, willing to wait for these dramatic pops. It might UUU might be something that might be of interest to you. Please let us know in the comments to this video or in our Discord, etc. If you've ever traded UUU, what you think of the stock, what do you think of the company? Is that something that we should be watching for? Is it tradable, or is it too illiquid, too low float to trade profitably? So I hope that all helps. So our shopping list, our concept of shopping list stocks, again, we always recommend you have your shopping list ready. If you get an irrational reaction to earnings, if we get a dip in the markets, what stocks do you want to buy? Again, we talked yesterday, we've got higher for longer rates. We don't expect a cut anytime soon, and therefore, zombie stocks, zombie companies going to be under additional pressure. We're seeing, more bankruptcies filing. The companies that are losing money have high debt. They're going bankrupt, hoping to be acquired, etc. So again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. None of our content should be considered financial advice. It's all for education and entertainment purposes only, but our opinion is to stay away from zombie stocks and zombie companies. I'll come back to this MEEP if we have time. I want to dig into that further. But we have a couple additions to our shopping list that we've talked about. I think last week we talked about Pfizer. Considering it, we did a quick due diligence on Pfizer, and you can hear that in last week's weekly trading game plan, and we'll release that as a separate video as soon as we're able. But I thought it warranted adding Pfizer to our shopping list, so you'll now see that in the shopping list tab in our watch list Google sheet. Also added APLY. We're already long APLY. APLY is the yield max on Apple. So we bought that back a month ago. So we got the March dividend already, and we're just waiting for Apple to swing back up. Then we'll get a stop underneath APLY, and you can hear our discussions on APLY via the bonus link to that video in our notes. So again, now you can see all of our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab in our Google sheet. So now you can see APLY. Also, again, we've added Pfizer. So again, you see Pfizer's popping up as green, says it's pretty close to our target price. So this might be one that we might end up adding to our watch list as the risk reward improves. So, but it looks, pretty good. So Pfizer might be a near-term candidate for adding to our watch list. Again, you can see when they pop up green, says, okay, now I need to take a deep, closer look at that. We see TSLY we have now in our shopping list. It's also got JEPI, JEPQ. We've got some other REITs we typically watch, like LTC. We're currently still long land, Stag, etc. Got uranium, oil, another uranium, Disney, etc. So if you think there's anything else we should be adding to our shopping list, please let us know. We hope that all helps. So Easy Mike's talking about zombie Chinese stocks. We don't trade individual Chinese stocks. We only trade China stocks via yin and yang ETFs. Again, we haven't traded individual Chinese stocks for years and have no intention to do so anytime soon. So next we'll go into our dividend payers. So we'll look at those yield maxes. If anybody, I've also got one from yesterday, USG. So we looked at USG yesterday in our ETFs Google Sheet. We saw it was a dividend payer, so we'll also look at its dividend payment information and compare it to some of the other dividend payers for gold. So again, yesterday, and you can hear our discussion of USG as ETF to trade gold in yesterday's part 1. And again, we'll look at it as a dividend payer. So if I go down to USG, let's see, I might have left it in the research tab. Yep. In the ad sheet. So here's USG. Again, this is the gold, the new gold ETF. We see its dividend payment information. We see it pays 80 cents quarterly, so it's got about a 8% yield. Looks like its performance was 5% positive for the year. So we've seen gold's hit new all-time highs recently. So it's got a net yield of 13%. Not a lot of upside because again, gold is near its all-time high. But again, you can see the nice net yield, nominal yield of 8% quarterly, so 80 cents. So again, not a bad dividend payer. We compare that again to some of the other gold dividend payers, like here's IGLLD. So it's again got about an 8.2%, not as positive of a net yield, but a nominal yield about the same. It pays only 13% monthly, but that's a monthly dividend payer. Also, we've got GLDI and GOLD. So you can see that 60 cents GLDI, 60 cents, about 8.5% nominal yield, 10% net, 19% adjusted. So it's got a little bit more potential upside. GLDI, again, this is the Credit Suisse ETN on gold. We did sell ours out earlier this year for a very small profit. You can also see GOLD, 10 cent quarterly. So its yield's much lower, net yield's much lower. It does have more upside. So again, that's a gold stock. So again, we've got several options now in terms of dividend payers on gold. So again, let me know what you think of USG as a dividend payer on gold compared to GLDI, GOLD, or IGLD. Also, if you'd like us to do research on any other dividend payers, please let us know. We can add those, do the research in the ad sheet. You can also use that ad sheet to do your own research on dividend payers, see what the dividend yields come out to be for any stock, any dividend payer stock. Also, we have a whole series of videos on how you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to find the best dividend paying stocks, create your own schedule of dividend payers with whatever risk reward profile, dividend income profile that you would like. So you can hear that series of videos there. Another one I want to quickly take a look at that I've been watching recently is CRT. So I want to bring this one up to InfinViz. show you why I've been watching CRT. So go back over to FinBiz. So CRT is this Cross Timbers Royalty Trust. Let's go back to the daily. It says it's an oil and gas. So as we'll see in the description, they own properties. Again, it's a royalty trust, gets 90% net profits from royalties. They've got properties in Texas, Oklahoma, etc. So again, they're getting royalty in New Mexico. So they're getting royalties from these oil properties. We'll look at their dividend information in a minute. You can see it's about a 10% yield. It's been popping up as it looks like it's close to its 52-week low at 1350 area. So that looks interesting. Last dividend was 11 cents, etc. So again, with the increased price in oil, they might get a bump. You can see it hit a high last June, almost a double. Again, it pays 11 cents, so it's got about a 10% nominal yield. It was got a positive performance. So 9% positive performance. So they got a net yield of almost 19% and some upside. So it's got an adjusted yield of 31%. See the risk rewards got just a little bit of downside down to that 1351 area. So I think if it gets close to that support level, CRT might be one that we're going to look at as a potential addition to our watch list. Again, if it comes down to near that support level, but that also might be one that's of interest to you. Again, it pays a 10% yield, 11 cents a month. So let me know what you think of CRT. Do you have any experience with that Cross Timbers Royalty Trust? If so, what do you think of it? Let us know in the comments or in our Discord. Welcome, Balu Dog. Glad to see you. Thank you for joining us. So I also wanted to quickly look at the ex-dividend dates for the yield maxes. So we've got the schedule for the yield maxes in the reference sheet of our Google sheet. So quick reference, we can see for all of the yield max stocks what their next ex-dividend date is. So next ex-dividend on all the yield maxes, so like APLY, TSLY, NBDY, all of those is April 4th. So if you want to get the dividend for April, you need to get into those like TSLY before April 4th. So you've got a little bit of time for this month. So again, you can see the whole dividend schedule for all the yield maxes via that reference link. So again, you can see, we're already in APLY. You can see the dividend information for TSLY. So 81 cents was the last payment. Again, very high yield, high net yield, plenty of upside. So again, that's why we jumped into TSLY, even though it dipped. And again, I think you've still got a real good opportunity whenever Tesla does bottom, whenever TSLY bottoms. And again, you've got a little bit of time to collect that dividend for April. Easy Mike's mentioning GOOY. I looked at GOOY, looked at several of the other yield maxes recently. GOOY, again, you can find other dividend payers in either sheet. You just do a Control F find, and then if it shows up none in the main sheet, check the add sheet. So again, here's GOOY. Some of these are newer than others, and I also, looked at Facebook, FBY, Amazon, etc. So you can see the risk-reward profiles of these. Again, several of these don't have as long of a history. So again, they don't really have as much of a risk-reward profile. Again, this is only showing 4% net yield. It does have some upside. So again, you can find the our analysis on some of the others. Obviously, NVIDIA is very high, so I did check Microsoft, which is MSFO. So again, you can see the risk-reward profiles on all of those in the ad sheet. Again, the pricing columns are set with Google Finance functions, but I have to manually set the support and resistance bottoms and tops in the ad sheet. They get automatically populated at the end of each day in the main dividend payers sheet. So we might move some of those up just so we can track them automatically. Again, Easy Mike's mentioning JEPI, JEPQ, so you can see those. Again, the risk-reward profile is not all that great, but they're relatively, right now, but they're relatively stable. So again, those are ones we also have in our shopping list. So you can see the risk-reward profiles of those, dividend payment information, etc., all in our dividend payers sheet. So if anyone else has an additional dividend payer you want to look at, you can throw that up in the chat. Otherwise, we'll continue. Let me grab a quick drink. Okay, our option strategies, just very quickly. We also use option strategies to generate additional income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. We sell them covered calls when our stocks are going up against our positions, buy them back when they're coming down. We sell puts when things are going down, buy them back when they're coming back up. We have a puts ROIC Google sheet that we also use to identify opportunities to sell puts and then buy them back. And you can gain access also to this puts ROIC Google sheet by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP level. And then again, use this as an additional opportunity to generate additional income by selling and buying back puts. Don't have any additions to this week. We have a whole series of videos on how you can use this puts ROIC Google sheet to generate additional income, titled Option Strategies for Beginners with Examples. We also have a whole playlist of how you can trade options, make money trading options in our options playlist. And again, the volatility's been, relatively low. We did get a little bit of a pop-up. Some of these are starting to show as potentially a little bit of interest. You see Google share value, but Tesla, obviously that decline in Tesla. So, Tesla at 150 's now got a 3% ROI at its 52-week high. It's got a 5%, so 5% is kind of our threshold. We're still getting 5% in our cash, in our money market, in our brokerage firm. So anything below 5% is not very interesting. Those are really the only ones in our main sheet showing interesting. If we look at some of the others, we've got Albemarle at 105 starting to creep up. You can again see the 50 at the 52-week high. It's got a 5%. AAP at its 52-week high has got a 7. Caesars at its 52-week high has got a 10, but right now it's at 3.5. So again, I'm just waiting, for something to approach that 5% threshold, match at 2. So I don't like SEDG. It's a solar. Solar's going to continue to be under pressure due to high interest rates. So that's one I'm just ignoring. UAL, we still do have a sell out at 490, which gives me a 7.9%. So that one's interesting, but you can see right now it's still only at 1.9. So right now, not interesting. But if UAL drops more, like on the issues with Boeing, right now it's at 43. I've got my strike at 33. So we'll see if that ROIC improves and if it'll hit my sell of my cash secured put there. So again, this gets automatically updated at the end of each day. Our automated systems collect the options data and update this sheet at the end of each day. Then I also look for any new options using this option seller ROI tool. So, and again, we're continuing to look for additional option strategies, low risk option strategies that we can trade in our retirement accounts. And we'd love to hear any additional comments, feedback, any help in identifying and learning how to trade those, again, additional low risk option strategies that we can trade in our retirement account. Let me quickly check the chat, see if you all have anything else you want to look at, be it dividend payers or options or, anything else you want to talk about. In the last couple minutes, please throw that back up in the chat. If I missed your previous question, I apologize. Again, please throw that back up in the chat. And if you're watching this after the fact, please put it in the comments to our video or tag us in the Discord. You can we can continue our discussions 24/7 in our Discord, and you can tag us using beachbumtrading.com, all lowercase, no other characters, numbers, etc. Anyone else is an imposter. So again, and I don't expect to be able to track things in other people's chats. So if you want us to take a look at anything, potentially add it to our ETFs or dividend payers or puts, options, Google Sheets, and cover it in these live streams, our weekly trading game plans, please put that in our Discord or in the comments to our videos in advance, ideally. So also, if you have recommendations for improvement, how can we improve our weekly trading game plans, our videos, our tools, Google Sheets, etc., our automated systems? We'd love your feedback and recommendations for improvement. Our goal is to help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, and we need and would love your feedback on how we can best do that for the mutual benefit of all of our fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you, Ellen, and I don't know what the rest of them say, but thank you very much. I appreciate the positive feedback. Balu Dog's talking about snow, so I'll just very quickly. And Gerald's asking about AQWA, so let me quickly see if I can take a look at those. AQWA, Gerald, we looked at a couple weeks ago in our ETF Google Sheet, so you can now find the risk reward profile, etc. analysis for AQWA in our ETFs Google Sheet. So I'll just very quickly bring that up. So again, if you go to the research tab of our ETFs Google Sheet, AQWA, so we did an analysis of that and compared it to PHO, which is our other ETF we have in the water category. So again, now you can see the risk reward profile for that. Let's see, right now it's at 17. I've got support at 1363. So it looks like it's very high. So it, was at 17. So I can update that resistance level so we can see the risk reward profile. Again, looks very high, so look at it in FinBiz. Again, broke out. So again, just recently made a new 52-week high. So if you rode that up, great. It does look like it's potentially rolling over. Should get some support from this trend line and from this moving average. So, it's on a nice uptrend. Again, got some upside to 18 or so. But again, it's had a significant run. I don't know of any short ETFs on water. If anybody does, looks like they might be peaking out at this point. So, Gerald, I hope that helps. And again, you can track AQWA in the research tab in our ETFs Google Sheet. And again, the main one we watch for water is PHO. And we'll come out with that individual video with that analysis as soon as we can. So I hope that helps. So also Balu Dog was asking about snow. Again, if you've been around for a while, I think Balu Dog's relatively new to our community. So welcome to the BeachBum trading community. Glad to have you. Also, hello, Tom Foolery. Thank you for joining us. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. But I do have some personal experience using Snowflake. It's a cool technology. However, it is difficult to use, and that may be what's impeding some of their adoption. Now, maybe they made some improvements. It's been several years since I worked with Snowflake, but maybe they made it easier to use. It's easier than the old Hadoop stuff and things like that. But again, I think that's going to be an adoption issue with them, that people are going to need help to be able to integrate it into an overall AI strategy. And again, I'd love to have more time to talk about that whole AI architecture and how it works and what companies are involved. I'm trying to figure out a time and a channel at which to discuss that in more details with my experience. And I'd love to hear your feedback if you're interested in that, if that's something that you would also watch. But you see on earnings, they drop precipitously. And again, it's because they're losing money. They reported a positive EPS, but they're losing a ton of money. That's not too bad. Also, I think their CEO just resigned and they're in a transition with CEOs? I believe that's the case. We can look at the news quickly. But again, they're just losing a ton of money and they're burning cash. And they're going to have to do offerings or issue debt or something to get more cash. And again, I think that's going to be an ongoing issue. So again, somebody in the chat, and if you recall, I think CEO left. Yeah, they're transitioning, and the CEO was the founder. So again. But technologically, again, it's a case where, they just need to learn how to make money. If I were to express, again, just a personal opinion, I think they need a professional services or consulting arm where they can go in and show people and help them get it integrated, get it working. Again, it's cool technology, but again, they may be supplanted. There's some other database technologies that are also very interesting and would be preferable, in my humble opinion, in terms of the AI architecture. So they may get disrupted in the near future, and it might go away. So just be careful with Snowflake. You can see it has exuberant runs and then precipitous drops. So again, my humble opinion, be careful with it. It's not one I'm going to buy anytime soon, just due to the fact that they're losing so much money. And I think, they're at risk of offerings or other forms of dilution. So Balu Dog, I hope that helps. Okay, again, if anyone else has any other questions, any other stocks you'd like us to look at, please put them in the comments to this video or contact us in the Discord, and we can take a look at those in a subsequent weekly trading game plan and or a standalone video if we're able. So again, thank you all for your participation and all your support, and we hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day and a great trading week. And we hope you'll come back next weekend for our weekly trading game plans for the subsequent week. Just a reminder, we do release other videos, pretty much something every day. So we hope you will subscribe and hit the all notifications button so you get notified as we release these videos every day. Also, we hope you'll smash the like button on this video. Help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to share our content with more traders around the world, and we'd greatly appreciate it. We really need your help to directly share our content with your fellow traders. So please share our content. Please repost our social media postings. We're trying to continue to grow the BeachBum trading community for the mutual benefit of all of our BeachBum traders. And again, we appreciate and we really need all of your help in doing so. So thank you again for all your support and help in those regards, and have a great trading week.